Unicorn Pitches, New York and Boston. We today have startups from Web3 and Metaverse. This is Unicorn Events, and our events are happening with the help of our Platinum sponsor, Network VC, of our Gold sponsor, Silicon Valley Syndicate Club, and our Silver sponsor, Startup Inc. We have stages of events. Our events start at Unicorn Pitches, which is stage 1. Then we proceed to Unicorn Battle, which is stage 2. And there our startups represent their regions at the International Pitch event. And then finally, we have global finals, where the best of the startups compete. Please save the date, because next Unicorn Cup is December 1st. There are going to be 2 huge sessions, and you're going to see the startups from AI, robotics, fintech, health tech, and many more industries. We welcome everyone to join as attendees, and everything is going to be recorded and live streamed, so you can rewatch it later as well. But obviously, we would love to have you here. Today we have Unicorn Pitches, and the startups that win Unicorn Pitches is going to be guaranteed a place in the next Unicorn Battle, which is going to be next season already. But obviously, we're going to save them the place, and they're going to have a moment to present and to pitch their case. We have an ecosystem of software solutions and platforms that allow us to connect business angels, different investors, startups, and professionals involved in different industries. And at the heart of our ecosystem is Network VC, which is venture capital fund and platform for decentralized VC community. Then we have Startup Network, which is a marketplace for startups, businesses, investors, and service providers. We have Startup Inc., which is a part of the Network VC ecosystem for venture market participants. Also investors, entrepreneurs, corporations, and professionals, and it makes it possible to seek and invest in extraordinary startups. Then our Unicorn Events, which is where you're at right now, the world's largest online startup pitch contest. And VC House, a closed online community and network exclusively for VCs. And Silicon Valley Syndicate Club, which is a special structure for business angels to invest into startups with small checks for syndicate deals. And we only select best startups and best deals to present to members of our ecosystem. Today, our organizers are Startup Network, so our whole ecosystem, and IFG Lab, which is represented by Olga Fritz, our partner at Network VC, and the person thanks to whom everything is happening today. So Olga is going to be my co-moderator, and I'm going to pass the mic to her in a second. We have a number of funds represented here by our judges. So we welcome everyone. We thank everyone for participation, and we thank to our judges who volunteered their precious time to join us today. So Olga, please welcome everyone. Thank you for coming here today. Thank you for helping to organize this.
Hi guys. I'm really happy to see all of you here. I mean, startups, of course, our judges, and people who joining us through YouTube and watching us now. So let's start our introduction. And thanks again, my dear, to come. I'm so happy to see you here. And Kost, could we start with you? Could you please just, it's a short intro about yourself, about your fund, about your company, and maybe just a short vision on Web3 Metaverse sphere. Why it is interesting for you? Why you invest in this sphere? Kostya?
Yes. Hi. First of all, I'm sorry to tell you that I think there's a mistake in my title, right? You know, so that's an old title. So now I'm focusing on Bull Perks and GameSpad, right? So, but it's okay. So the focus right now is mostly Web3, was it was most of like the recent years of my career, early stage seeds, like stages or so-called pre-IDO, as we call it, like, and then the focus was always like closer to the gaming and metaverse, like, lately, because we realized that it's an amazing opportunity and it's a growing market. Like it's still very early. That means it's a huge risk, but at the same time, the returns might be exponential, right? That's why we realized like we want to focus on that. We built a team of like veterans in this industry, in this field, like, who are able to do diligence on the technical side, and not only token metrics and token design, but also the tech itself, like in the we did a lot of mistakes in the beginning, like by due diligence the projects, and I think right now that's the beauty. It's we don't have a definite answer who's going to be the winner. It's not like one takes it all situation, and therefore I believe that it's still like very, very lucrative opportunity, as I mentioned. So that's in a nutshell. We have also Launchpad, that's one of the top launchpads in the industry, and that means if you have a project that is already launching their public sale, right? If you raise, let's say, seed private, and you want to launch your token on the centralized exchanges and centralized, and then have a Launchpad, something that can help you to boost your community, help you with a lot with marketing, like with different advisory services, like from ranging to help you figure out the market making strategy and to pick the right vendors to basically launch it successfully, right? Because we went through hundreds of launches already, and we know what works, what doesn't work. So that's in a nutshell. I don't want to take a lot of time. I want to hear other colleagues in the field. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Kostya. Let's go next. Anton, could you please do short intro? Anton? Okay, maybe Anton is not here yet. Then Yegor.
Hey, thank you, Olga, for letting me floor. Hi guys, it's a pleasure to meet all you here online, and I'm really bullish on the Web 3.0 potential that we all see. So I foresee in the near future, like maybe next 5 years, next 10 years, this amazing technology to really conquer the world. And actually, Metaverse, it looks like one of the most maybe important, one of 3, maybe 5 top use cases for Web 3.0 technology that I foresee. And that is why I really pay so much attention to it. I mean, the Metaverse as a concept. And a lot of people would call it, in different words. Many people would describe the Metaverse in different words. So so do I, and I won't do it right now. So it's interesting to me to hear for you guys how you understand Metaverse, how you're gonna add value to this really hilarious and really tremendously potential industry in my view. So Olga, thank you for the floor, and let's listen for the next judge.
Yeah, sure. Hi, Wendy. I have just received your email and I understand it. Could you please just shortly introduce yourself? Because anyway, we are happy to see you here. Wendy? Okay,
Might
looks
be
like
experiencing tech issues.
Wendy? Okay, it looks like we have issues with the connection. Then, Alexander, can I ask you to be next?
Olga, you mean me, yeah?
Yes.
I'm the only Alexander here today. Okay, yeah. Talking about our fund, we are industry agnostic fund. So yes, we invest in Web3 and we are looking for the startups every month because we need 2 to 4 startups every month to invest. Our checks usually in the range of 100K to 1 million. And we are geographically agnostic, so it's not important for us to invest only in the United States, but 90% of our portfolio in the US. But we have some investments in Latin America, Middle East, in Europe, in Asia as well, so it's okay for us. We prefer to invest in late seed and round A stages, so it's not just easy for us to find a good startup in Web3 yet. We just did not find it yet, but I hope to see it today. So thank you very much, Olga.
Thank you, Alexander. So let's ask Denis to do a short introduction. Denis.
Yes, hi everyone. First of all, thanks for having me here. I know most of the judges, and it's really an honor for me to be here. Well, a couple of things. First of all, I represent Fortress Ventures. We are primarily mid to late stage venture capital firm. We invest in Series B plus stage startups, primarily in the US and Israel, and primarily within B2B space, SaaS, and various other verticals, and also fintech. And obviously within fintech, we were investing in, well, not in the Web 3.0, but maybe Web 2.0, but crypto first companies. We have at least 2 major investments in some of the leading capital markets platforms related to crypto. And that's kind of the institutional background, probably why I'm here and why I'm following the space. Second of all, I was like one of the enthusiasts in the wave of 2017 booming market. I've invested myself as an angel in a couple of projects. Recently exited one, by the way, without a big loss. What I'm looking for here is basically I'm curious to hear new stories. I'm not the guy who is like believe in the sector with closed eyes. I'm more the rationalist in the space. So I understand that the technology is important, but the business is important as well. And what I like in the projects is that they are not transforming themselves into, well, something very, very cool at the beginning and then the next crypto exchange. That's not a good case, but it's always happening. And what I like to hear, and I'm sure I will, I would like to hear the great concepts in respect to Web 3.0 and also Metaverse. But in addition, I'm the guy who is not equaling Web 3.0 and Metaverse. So I'm following from the business perspective various stuff, and I do believe that it's very, very attractive, and I really hope it will form a new kind of huge market for startups in the future. And probably the last point, I wish everyone who is pitching today good luck. I wish to hear the feedback, and I wish to get something from your pitch itself, get the drive, and I'm sure this will help you to succeed in the future. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Denis. So we have Sergey here. Sergey, just short introduction about your fund and your focus. Serежа? Okay, some issues here. David, some issues, I mean, with the connection. We have a lot of issues today. David, could you please introduce? Yeah. yourself.
Yeah, hi. It's good to meet everyone here. So yeah, my name is David, founder of PhD Capital. Myself, I'm based in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Had the pleasure of going to the Abu Dhabi Finance Week today, seeing CZ, Mark Novogratz speak, a lot of the industry leaders, and yeah, quite bullish on the whole ecosystem despite what's happened in the recent weeks. So PhD Capital is a Web3 focused investment fund. We're vertical agnostic. We like to look at all sectors, ranging from DeFi, NFT finance, GameFi, Metaverse projects, layer 1, layer 2 protocols as well. We exclusively focus on the early stages, so seed and pre-seed. Average ticket size ranges anywhere from 50 to 250K. And one of our main approaches is to invest in companies which bring mass adoption to the blockchain space, and any companies that can transition Web2 companies to the Web3 space. So I'm looking forward to hearing all the pitches today and seeing what new startups that are going to bring more adoption to the industry. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we have one more person. It is David from Unicorn Factory Ventures. David, could you please do a short introduction? Not Anton, but David we have today. No? Not here? Okay, maybe something with the connection. Okay, we are done with introduction. Victoria, I think we're ready to start with our startups.
Okay, that's amazing. Thank you everyone for being here again. Pleasure seeing everyone. I see that we have a number of judges who might be new to our platform. So if you will experience any tech issues at any point, please contact our chat. Contact our tech support team for chat. They will help you. Let me see. All right, so how to vote? I honestly, so there might be some issues with the image. Never noticed it before. So we're gonna have do. Basically, all of you have received 2 links on your email in one letter. One link is for the Zoom, and one link is the voting link. When you click on the voting link, it will take you to this kind of page. There are a few things to pay attention to here. First of all is that the link on top of your screen, top left corner, is going to be Unicorn Events with the number of events. If I'm correct, it's 26. So ensure that it's 26. Then you have to check whether or not you're on the pitch section here, also top left corner. Then in the top right corner, you will see your image, and it means that you're logged in under your profile. Our links do that. It's very comfortable. And then you're going to see startups pitching live, and you're going to see logos of all of our startups. So the only thing you need to do is either while listening to the pitches or after you listen to all of the pitches, we're going to have like 1, maybe 2 minutes just to ensure that everyone voted. You're going to be voting. You can do this at your own pace, at your own discretion. Basically, you only need to put a number on the startup. Numbers are from 1 to 5. So it's up to you how you mark each startup. And you don't have to do anything else. You don't have to click submit. You just need to click on the link in the email, come here, ensure that you see logos of our startups presenting here, ensure that it's your profile here, and then you just click on the number. We're gonna close the voting once everyone presented, and I'm gonna announce everything. I'm gonna check that everyone's been, everyone voted, everything went through, and then we're gonna have our winner. But for now, we're gonna, oops, that's too early. For now, we're gonna switch to our startups. So I will let Olga lead the way with our startups. Basically, Olga just introduced the startups and they can share their deck. And they're going to have 3 minutes for the pitch and 3 minutes for the Q&A with the judges. And we're going to try to be very mindful of everyone's time.
Okay, Victoria, great. Thank you so much. So let's start. And our first startup is Metaplan. And Andrei, we know each other with Andrei like for a lot of years. And I know him as a just perfect specialist, not only in metaverses, but in many other spheres. Andrei, you can start.
Yeah, thanks, Olga. So I hope you see my screen.
Yes.
Yeah, so I want to present to you my recent project called Metaplan. We call it Metaverse Development Kit. So it's the platform that allow anyone to create their own piece of metaverse. But before sharing my insights about the project itself, a bit more about me. As Olga mentioned, we will work together in Microsoft, but I'm still Microsoft Regional Director. It's a kind of fancy ambassador role for 180 people all over the world, and I'm specializing in mixed reality and metaverses. I'm working in XR for like 9 years already, and for the last 9 years, everyone tells me that there are no money there and no business there. So somehow I managed to survive, and we're still doing some interesting cases in AR, VR all over the world. And now I'm switching to Metaverse to extend the presence wider and helping many companies to achieve their goals inside the new digital era. Someone calls it Web3, someone calls it Metaverse, whatever. It's more about a new experience of internet, from my point of view. So the transition requires new tools, and right now most of major players like Meta, like many others, are not allowing everyone to do something outside their own ecosystem, because ecosystem play helps big corporations to secure their investments. So right now, if Meta invests billions of dollars in the metaverse, it's not obvious they would allow NFTs and all blockchain transition to other metaverse pieces with the user-generated content or other NFTs that were bought on the platform. So they are vendor locked, as many other platforms and ecosystems all over the internet right now. So we see huge market size, but probably you'll see lots of pitches today where lots of different observations on how market would grow, what the estimation in billions, how it look like in 3, 5, or many other years. But so I'll stick to the product itself. So we're developing Metaplan as the easy to use ultimate CMS for metaverses and Web3. So it probably would become a new WordPress or Tilda, or you could name it, platform for anyone when amateurs and businesses could do their own piece of metaverse from scratch. So it's a cross-platform MDK toolkit that's available through web, mobile, or desktop application, or virtual reality extension. We use our own proprietary low latency protocol for multiplayer experiences and for sharing chat, video, and other data between the players inside our environments. And we would support workflow automation, so everyone could do some no-code experiences to do simple visual scripting. So if you're entering the room, you could turn on the light automatically or something like that. So our initial idea is to provide everyone from small businesses and creators to huge corporations the ability to create their own independent piece of metaverse, self-hosted or hosted on our platform, so their audience could play and work with it any way they want. So we also support blockchain. So if some startup or company is selling tokens for building new piece of metaverse, they probably selling some lands to build on top of it. So we could integrate their blockchain and already pre-sold tokens for the virtual land to our environment and provide the ability for the users to build on their own piece of land. We support SSO or any other additional authentication platforms, so like OAuth 2.0. So huge corporations could use their own authorization system to enter the metaverse, or even disable the authorization to make it publicly available. You don't need the Meta account, you don't need the blockchain wallets to be present on the website or whatever. It's like fully customizable for our clients. And if anyone wants to do something special, we could do something extra with that. So easy e-commerce integration for any payment system, for fiat money, fiat currencies, or cryptocurrencies. You could just like build a showroom with the huge amount of dresses and other kinds of clothes, and you could sell it like on eBay or Amazon or wherever, but in 3D. So we got all of that up and running. So it's easily working in 3D. So here are some screenshots on the slide, but we are focused on creators. So everyone would be able to use our world builder that provides opportunity to fill any area with 3D objects that could be pre-built, that could be downloaded from public sources, that could be NFTs and whatever. And we support many different avatar systems that are already on the market. And if someone interested, they could implement their own, both for the world builder and for the room builder. It's a small version of the world builder that provides ability to use some furnishing, to do some furnishing for the interiors of the space people are building on top of the platform. So it's for creators, enterprises, blockchain startups, brands, and e-commerce. So anyone could find a way to use the platform for their own benefit. So we have a diverse team located outside of Russia. So I have a great CTO, Sergey, who's ex-Planner5D founder, and CBDO, Kirill, who is in XR business probably 5+ years as me. So right now we're in active hiring stage. So we're extending our development team. Right now we have our first sales, and we are aiming to our early beta in late December. So then we'll proceed with active fundraising. So that's probably it. We are looking for 2.5 million for funding, and right now we are ready to do some demos if someone is interested.
Thank you very much. Just for the future, you can also scroll back a bit so everyone can see the numbers of what you're considering, but we recommend not saying them out loud, just having them on the presentation.
Top secret, no worries.
No, no, of course, it's just we are showing this to so many countries, and some of the countries have restrictions on how exactly you can talk about funding. So it's very, very precise. Yeah, of course. But I would suggest that you keep, I would suggest to all of our startups that the last slide which you use is the slide that mentions your finances. It's very comfortable. And we have questions from our judges, and our judges can just raise their hand and start speaking. So Alexander, please go ahead.
Do you know Sansa made by Second Life?
Yep.
Can you compare your product to this one, so we'll probably understand your product better?
Just to compare, so Sansar is it's more oriented on the GPU rendered content itself. So it's not fully interconnected with other platform solutions. So you couldn't use your own authentication system. You couldn't add your own blockchain on top of Samsara. You couldn't add your own analytics on top of it. So there are lots of different limitations, but they have an excellent quality picture. So we're competing with almost everyone. So we are mostly aiming for more flexible and more companies that more interested in the fast go-to-market, because the quality of the picture that have Sansar requires like many months of development to build it from scratch for any customer that are interested to partner with them. So we are a bit more I don't say the fast, but like flexible maybe. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Next question, Igor.
Yeah, how are you going to make money?
Our monetization strategy consists of different like probably two pieces. First one is the license selling. So we are going to have subscription license when we are selling the license itself, and provide ability for our customers to use cloud platform for the scaling their environment and visual world. or to use on-premise. So we have on-prem on our enterprise plan. So any huge corporation who want to control the infrastructure on their own and to extend the amount of simultaneous users, for example, they would self-host and pay for the license itself. And on the other hand, we are doing consulting. So we're doing the worlds and other interesting integrations from scratch. So if a customer relies on some different integrations that are not already available on our platform, so we're doing custom consulting and develop the plugins for them. On the other hand, we could do 3D worlds as many others, but we are going to scale mostly with the partners who have good 3D skills and could provide us some more leads. So it would be partner program with the rev share for them. So
Okay.
licensing and
Mm.
consulting altogether.
Да, Денис, your question.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the presentation. You know, I initially didn't want to ask this question, but since I'm looking at this slide and I see that it is expected 50 million round day potential valuation, I just want to ask basically, what are the key milestones you plan to achieve until your Series A to get, I mean, something closer, close to this 500 million?
That's a good question. So I prepared this slide a bit earlier than all the things happening right now in crypto market happens.
And the market crash.
Then so
FTX, right?
probably we need to look on these numbers a bit more skeptical. Yeah.
Still, I'm asking it not about the number, but about the milestones
Yeah.
you're
So
setting
our
for
initial milestone
yourself.
right now to increase our sales. So we are going to attract the so first of all, we continue fundraising. So after we close fundraising, we extend the team and we would support all the platforms that we are already named before. So we are going to integrate with Meta. We are going to integrate with many other platforms, including different blockchains, to be to provide lots of customers to do self-servicing on our portal. So the idea is to become a self-service portal for different companies who want to do metaverses from scratch. And then our pieces of content that were built on top of the platform would be easily transferable between the platforms with other other market players. So on that, we are going to build a marketplace in a bit later stages. So we'll see. Right now, there are lots of different challenges that we see on our way. So I already probably showcased our roadmap. So we're going to release next year. And with strategic partnerships, we are going to increase our presence in the market. So something like that.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thank you.
We aspirationally aiming on 5 million of sales in 2024, but like we never know.
It
We're doing
looks
our
like,
best.
thank you very much. It looks like time-wise we have time for Konstantin's question, and then we have to move on to our next startup. So please, Konstantin, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I'll try to be brief also. So the same question about the monetization part. If you can come back, if you have a slide, maybe I missed it, like some of the case study or something where you show, because I don't understand how you will get to 5 million, in sales with this type of.
Yeah, so our first revenue stream is we're selling licenses. So every company who want to integrate blockchain or something, so who want to do something extraordinary in terms of platform itself, like all creators want to build virtual worlds and invite people there to look on the NFTs and etc. If you customer want to integrate blockchain or custom authorization or analytics on something, they would be on enterprise tier. Enterprise tier is 5,000 euro per month. So that's the annual revenue that we're aiming for. So we would be focusing on big clients with recurring revenue, and we will be trying to make them happy to continue growing our install base. So on top of that, they would pay us for content generation. So that's the second revenue stream. But yeah, it's a challenge. So we're like on our journey to that.
So you have if somebody would ask you like a more detailed breakdown, like, for example, it's a subscription, 5,000, like the tiers, and then I'm sure you charge for the initiation fee, like, something that where you integrated, right? So do you have a financial plan, proper one?
Yes, we have financial plan, but in our early stage of it, we have the pricing on our website for the customers that are willing to integrate. But right now, the most of our partners and the customers right now aiming for some custom projects. So they want us to do all the 3D modeling, all the integrations in the marketing of their world itself, because no one is already prepared to move to more Metaverse totally. So we have more expertise right now, and so the split is not even 50-50. If you're interested, yeah, I could contact you directly and we could share some business numbers.
Thank you.
Thank you. So if there are no more questions, I'll stop sharing the slides.
Thank you very much. So Olga, who's our next contestant?
Yes, our next startups is Fiora AI and Tatiana. I know Tatiana as just an amazing specialist in international taxes with a huge experience. And this project is exactly about this. Thank you. Could you please?
Thank you. Thank you, Olga, very much. And I'll share the screen. I'll share the screen. And I'll start my presentation. So I would like to thank all of you to this opportunity to present our project to you. We're building Fiora Metaverse. So what we are trying to do is to build not what we see right now on Metaverse market. So we see metaverses of creators. We see metaverses of consumers, like Facebook is trying to build. We can see metaverses of different types where the builders of metaverse trying to get to the client from the different side. So we try to create the environment for creators, for people who produce the services or some kind of failure, and then to get to the clients. We believe that we can build the metaverse of professional services where we can get clients and producers of services at the same time. We already built one part of a project. The part of a project is about artificial intelligence, which is connecting lawyers and financial advisors with customers and is helping service providers to sell their services at the earliest possible stage and takes all the routine of development of relations with the client for itself. So Fiora in our metaverse is top-level virtual mind, which is able to support decision makers who are looking for any type of financial advice, any type of legal advice, any type of professional advice. So we believe that we are able to build the metaverse, which will represent something like Dubai Financial International Center, like London Financial International Center. And we split the building of this process into separate models. Here on this screen, we can see the model Tax Sketches. Tax Sketches is what we have already built and what we already integrating to our strategic buyers technology. So Tax Sketches is our unique proprietary technology based on representation of different elements of business processes as smart units. So we represent companies, beneficial owners of the companies, banks, like different departments of the companies as smart units, And we developed the methodology of defining the patterns of behavior of these smart units, depending on environment they are placed into. So based on this technology, this is already built, we can let consumers to make very quick decisions about different financial processes, like, for example, how they need to build the structure of acquisition of real estate in different countries, how they need to build the structure of funding particular projects. So the solutions are generated very quickly, and information is organized in a way that AI can read it, and contributors, financial advisors, tax advisors, lawyers, and so on and so on, supply information to this AI in machine-readable way, and AI is processing this information very, very quickly. So this module is already built, and we are going to use it as a smart visual screens technology through which AI is having conversation with consumers. We're going to get the client at the earliest possible stage once the person decided to invest, for example, in real estate, or once the person decided to set up the business and is trying to look for answers, how to organize it, how to do it. Fiora has answers, and Fiora takes answers from its mind, from conversation with contributors, and provide this solution and grow this client to a stage where the client is ready to buy banking services, where the client is ready to buy professional services. The community of providers, we are organizing in a form of decentralized autonomous organization. And decentralized autonomous organization is using different ranking models which are accepted and used in the financial industry, in legal industry, in real estate industry, and so on and so on. And this decentralized autonomous organization is negotiating all terms and development of patterns of behavior of smart units with AI directly. So we want to not only minimize our influence into the system, but also to make it very scalable, to cover by the methodology of direct communication between AI, smart screens, and decentralized autonomous organization. By this direct contact, we want to reach the maximum amount of contributors involved in this process. Part of the system is crypto wallet, which we are building for wealth management, for providing of wealth management services in this metaverse for customers who already built their companies with the help of Fiora and decentralized autonomous organizations, who already grow their wealth and who are ready to invest it, to set up foundations, to set up trusts, and so on and so on. And,
thank you very much. I think we're running
time.
very short on time. It sounds amazing. Would love to see also the product more. And I think we should move to Q&A because it sounds like a very, very exciting thing that people would want to ask questions about. Since we ran a bit of short on time, I think it will take slightly less questions and less time. But obviously, we invite all of the investors and judges to connect to startups. So you can also talk to them privately after the event, should they wish to do so.
I think I will use the questions and answers, the visualization of the system.
Of course. How about we take 2 or 3 questions and we move on? So Denise, please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the presentation, but I actually wanted to give some more time to presenting at least some of the business slides. You just scroll down the slide with this one with the market opportunity. Can you please elaborate on this?
Yes, sure, absolutely. Currently, the professional services market is totally like a handmade market. And Anderson Horowitz is talking about this. They say that the next big stage in development of marketplaces, metaverses, we can call it any name, will be automation of professional services. Currently, we all know that if we want to get services from Deloitte, from PwC, and so on, there is little of automation. And we are aiming to get all this market of professional services to our platform. So we measure the potential available market is the market of all financial wealth management and tax and legal services, which we will be able to cover with the help of AI. And total market, we just cut some part of potential markets. So we didn't include banking services and transactional fees into total available market, although we plan to earn on transactional fees as well. So it's basically the market of all professional financial, tax, legal, and transactional financial services.
Okay, I'll probably not spend a lot of time, but if I may, just a couple of things. First of all, I would recommend you to not to stay in one slide during the pitch and explain a little bit more about the business and about these numbers. They look well unreasonably high. If we even take like some, it's 300 billion. I don't know, but I've never seen a company generating 300 billion.
Yes,
even close to that. I mean, the logic in which investors tend to see these numbers, it's more or less your proxy for the next couple of years or something like that. So the numbers are very high, and it's very, very hard to believe that this is something analytical behind that, rather than big numbers from some big reports.
This is very reasonable. This is very reasonable concern, and I really love this question. But could we imagine?
It's not a question. It's a recommendation, maybe to work on this a little bit, because I see that David is raising the hand, and I want.
I just want to say just several sentences in respect of this, because I find it really valuable. So if we saw Uber at the beginning of their career, of their business setup, we could see a lot of taxi companies. We generated quite small figures compared to Uber. And this is what is happening with consultancy and professional services market right now. So we can see a lot of law firms. We generate 1 billion per year, 3 billion per year. And we have like thousands of these companies. We are aiming to take this market. So I do not like these comparisons, like we are Uber for professional services, but if we see the development of Uber, which replaced small taxi companies, here we're going to do the same. So we're going to take all this market, which is occupied by big companies, each of them are generating like $1-3 billion, and there are thousands of these companies. With the help of AI and our smart visual screens technology and our algorithms, we're able to provide services which requires like hundreds of financial advisors, thousands of lawyers.
That sounds extremely exciting. I really look forward to seeing the product, or can I see that on your site? Is the information available?
Absolutely.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you. David, please go ahead. And I think we're going to wrap up after David, because it's already been a very extensive presentation. And then we're going to move on to our next startup. Yes.
Yeah, I'll keep it quick. Yeah, so I'm quite unfamiliar with the AI space, but I'm just wondering, like, how much does it like cost to develop something like this? It sounds like quite complicated and quite complex. This AI for professional services. Yeah.
The costs are really big. It's around $100 million, but we split it in different modules. So, for example, this tax sketches module, which we already built in a small part, and which is already generating income, took 1.5 million plus to build, and it will require another 1.5 millions to build. Crypto wallet would require $10 million to build a decentralized autonomous organization will require some. So in total, the process will be costly, but we built the process of development in a way that we build particular module, and this model already generates some profit. So we prove that module is workable, and then we launch another model which will be separately workable, and then we merge each of these. But costs are high, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I let Olga introduce our next startup.
Okay, sure.
Stop sharing.
Thank you so much. Yes, our next startup is the name of the startup is ERZZ, and it is from Stanislav. Stas, hi. I know Stanislav not only as a specialist in gaming, but is a big specialist from IBM company and through IBM company. So it is not only about gaming, but about how to build like big businesses.
Thank you very much, Olga. First of all, I want to apologize that my presentation is not designed for 3 minutes, so it will be more a story than a presentation. So Line, you actually can pronounce as you want. It's just for internet because we mostly don't care what's the correct pronunciation. It's smart metaverse for every smartphone. Sorry, I got it. So how we started? In 2012, one of our partners, there are 3 partners of us, he started his own game like a hobby project, and this game lasted for 10 years. About 800,000 people played this game, and there is a big devoted community, 1,000 people. Average lifetime was more than 2 years within the game. The game consists of economical system, political system, diplomacy, clans, and very saturated virtual world with a real economy. And the problem of the game was a big black market, and people were selling game items from card to card. There were a lot of frauds and lied to each other. And Sergey, as a game owner, was always trying to find such players, to ban them. And last year, when there was a hype of GameFi, me and our third partner, Valentin, we met together and decided to move the game to blockchain, to a new trend. Why? Because there was already a big black market, and we said to Sergey, let's do this market transparent. Let's give to players the tool how to make the game transparent already. So there are 3 of us. Sergey, he's the owner of the game. He's like a game architecture. I have mostly corporate background, and I have a company working in game dev. We're developing games for one of the largest local game dev players. And Valentin, he's the owner of one of the largest crypto funds. He's tier 1 on Binance, FTX, and other crypto exchanges. So he's professional in crypto sphere. What's the point of the game except that this is really very interesting game which took a lot of time to play, and people play the game like a lifestyle. You know, when elder like people of 40 years, they wake up in 3 a.m. to attack the base of the competitor. Yeah, they're planning this for a long time. They calculate return on investment of this attack, etc. So the unique features that each action of the game has its economical value. So people have to learn what is the economic of the enterprise. They have to calculate costs. They have to understand the marketing. They may have to do strategic planning, etc. And they move this experience to real life. So this is the opportunity to get to move the real life experience from game to their own companies. They have to build social and business relationship. It's really very complex, very complex environment inside the game. So they have to build a relationship with the employees from the clan, with the partners of the clan, with other clans, yes, with the whole environment. And there is also a zero code tool for coding within the game, who helps to become who gives the first experience of what is coding. And some people say that after this, they choose the profession of a software engineer. So this is unique features of the game. They provide real life skills, which can be further applied in the real life. Let's, I think, talk first of all where there is. So our advisor is Skandar Malikov. He's ex-top manager of Binance Exchange. There is no slide about our investments. We invest ourselves. We got $300,000 from early investors. Product we have launched next March, beta launch and the full launch in June. We and also for the market test. So we are doing a marketing test now. We have the first understanding how the funnel looks like. We have soft commitment for 3 million next round, but we want to find the partner who will help us also to enter new markets like the market of North America and East Asia market, Southeast Asia market. So this is what we are looking right now. I think it will be enough.
Thank you very much. Again, I love the segue from into looking into more partners for guidance, for market entry, also exciting product.
So one more point I would just want to say. So we have 14 people team. It's in Georgia and Tbilisi, and also now we are incorporated in Abu Dhabi, in United Arab Emirates. We got also support from Abu Dhabi Gaming. This is the governmental initiative. They to gather all the gaming companies. He is in Abu Dhabi. I'm personally here now in Abu Dhabi. I live in Abu Dhabi, and they are developing the game initiative within the country.
Thank you very much. Just a reminder for all the next pitching startups that if you can, it's best to have numbers on the presentation itself, just so we can translate you guys pitching live to more geographic regions without the restrictions. And I see, Olga, I'm going to pass the mic to you to lead the Q&A session.
Yes, we have one question from David. David, can you start?
Yeah, hi Stas. Thank you very much for the presentation. So I suppose the game implies to earn mechanics inside, or is it just a game?
The game implies I didn't get
to earn mechanics. Is it play to earn game?
No, it's not play to earn. There is opportunity to earn, but it's like skill-based game. For example, if you play World of Warcraft, you can sell your avatar, your account, developing it like in the same like in World of Tanks or other games. So it's just we use NFT. Yeah, the gamer can like upgrade its avatar, can upgrade its account, and then it can be sold on NFT. But it's not play to earn.
Okay, got it. Yeah, wanted to ask you about the inner economy and the token design, but I suppose there's no inner token.
There is inner token, actually. I can tell you a few words about it. Actually, I have a slide about this. So this is utility token, which have some utility opportunities within the game. We will introduce it only on a late stage of the game. It will be, I think, by the end of the next year, when the most important game mechanic clan will be launched within the game. Because we know from the previous game that if the player gets in the clan, he become a member of the clan, he plays for 2, 3, 4 years. He can't leave the game because it's very, very sticky. And as soon as we launch this mechanic, at this point, we will introduce the token. The token will be used will be needed to set up the clan, to improve the clan, to change some, for example, the number of players within the clan. So everything about the clan. Also, it will be needed to, for example, to freeze between if two clans want to make a trade agreement, they will have to freeze certain amounts of token. So also the demand will be created in this time. So first of all, we want to create the demand for token, and then we will launch the token, because we started a lot of play to earn games, a lot of tokenomics, and the biggest mistake, they first introduce token, and then they're thinking what to do with this token. And the token just drops down on the second day. So first of all, it's demand, it's hunger, and then food. Yeah. So this is the same.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the future suggestion to take a closer look at how the token is designed and what the inner economy, how it's built, and work around the selling pressures and the usage of the token is just the future suggestions.
Sorry, once more.
It was a few suggestions from my side for the future. I suppose if you're going to introduce the token, for me, it's really important to see how the token is used and how the inner economy is built to avoid many dangerous things.
No, we can talk about it. If you're
yeah, thanks. Thank you.
So it looks like Olga, please go ahead. I'm so sorry for interrupting. Please go ahead.
It's okay, sure. For sure, after the end of the event, we will send all information about companies and about pitch decks and everything to our judges and to our attendees. Investors. So let's start. As I see, we do not have any other question about this project. So let's start next one week.
Yes, but to be fair, there is one question that I would love to ask that I know our listeners always have. And so I see that the product has a lot of potential also real life implications in, for example, because it is based on economic relations in a lot of skills-based learning. You can actually probably develop it to use it for, say, employee upskilling or for letting people learn how this kind of economy operates. So it looks like it's quite interesting how you can introduce this to the market. So our people usually ask, what is your financial model and how are you different from your competitors in this case, given how many pathways you can take?
Actually, it's a very good point, because when we start talking with Abu Dhabi Gaming, it's a free zone where we'll launch our company. One of the first opinions was it's interesting thing for Abu Dhabi universities, because Abu Dhabi universities is looking for new tools, how to develop team building, leadership for the students, and how to give students the touch of real life. Yeah. Because this is actually what the game gives here. When we talked to a lot of players, and they all say that this is school of life, because everything what happens in game, the same happens in life. Yeah, and this is an interesting point. And actually, another guy who's working with large companies like HR trainer, he said the same, that many companies is looking for the same. We actually preparing for December the first campaign. Through LinkedIn, we'll get the first touch with corporate clients, and it can be actually the fastest route to the market for us.
Thank you. That sounds amazing. So we're gonna be looking forward to see where it takes, because I also potentially see a lot of implications. Should we go to our next contestant, Olga?
Yeah, sure. Our next startup is Wall ID. It's a decentralized ID, and Ilya is here to tell us more about it. And I know Ilya both as a big person from corporate world and both from startups.
Yes, that's right. Can you hear me? Can you see my presentation?
Yes.
Good. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you all here. My name is Ilya. I'm the founder of WallID, a travel ID wallet for one-click checkout and check-in in travel. How I came to that idea of the startup, I'm traveling myself very frequently for business, and I find it very annoying that I can't buy a trip in 2 minutes because you have to fill in all your personal data, name, surname, ID, and so on. And quite often you lose the best rates and flights when you're filling in all the checkout forms. So I'm sure, and the purpose of my startup is that it all has to be done in one click, the same as payment. How big is the problem? Actually, online travel has one of the highest cart abandonments, 81%, almost one of the highest, with 45% of travelers ready to switch site if they find registration and checkout too complex. The other problem is that only 30% trust their personal data to companies and only 11% to the government. So our mission of the startup is make travel easier and less stressful. And we created a Protect Digital ID footprint that would save travelers hours of time by accessing online travel services fast and secure in just one click. So no online bureaucracy, no long checkout forms, no ID verifications, just simple travel. Solution is that we created decentralized ID wallet. So the copies of IDs and personal identifiers will be stored only on customer device. Each document will be verified and timestamped with hash on blockchain to eliminate fraud and human error, and pass to merchant in one click together with payment. So we shortened checkout time to less than 1 minute by eliminating this long checkout form. An average checkout form in online travel has 21 form fields. For merchants, we improve conversion at checkout by more than 20%. We improve their customer retention. And also in the long run, we're reducing the merchant's risks of storing the personal data or breaching the data or leaking the data and GDPR fines. So we take commission from transaction the same way like a payment system, but we have an advantage to the payment system. So because together with payment, we pass also ID data in a standard PNR form. We verified our solution idea and problem statement with both customers and merchants. So we checked with 100 US customers and 5 big online merchants. Online travel market is huge, and after the COVID, it grows on average 50% year on year, annual. On top of that, CBI Insights predict that mobile wallets will grow 5 times by 2027. Currently, there is no leader in decentralized ID wallets specifically for travel. There are various decentralized ID solutions like Civic, like Doc, like Everneem, Folio, and some others. But they try to solve various problems, but not specifically to travel. Everneem has a travel wallet, but they only focused on verifying COVID certificates. And our solution will be one-click solution, the same like on Amazon or in e-commerce. So for one-click transaction. Our go-to-market strategy is to start with online travel agency partnership. We already have in pipeline 2 merchants with whom we're going to partner. And with their help, we will onboard the first customers. And then we will expand further. That's our plan. So we're just launching now, and we plan by 2025 to onboard 8 online travel merchants and almost 100,000 customers. We are 2 founders, myself. So I spent 20 years in marketing, corporate jobs like Unilever, Intel, and others. Last 3 years in iHerb.com. I have experience with EdTech startup that I launched and exited successfully. And Roman Medvedev has more than 10 years experience in online travel as a CPO. We're a team of 8 people, 2 founders, 2 other team members, 4 developers. And I'm especially proud of our advisors, because we have advisors from TripAdvisor, Expedia, Payment System, and MasterCard, who would help us to go to market quickly and adjust our products to big online travel merchants. And we're raising at the moment 1.3 million with a target to achieve at least 20,000 customers, 6 merchants, and 100,000 MRR in 18 months. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please, Denise, Igor, go ahead. I'm sorry, Olga, you just have to start talking over me. No, I think it makes a lot of sense. No, we should obviously do that.
Denise, you was first.
Yeah, thanks for the presentation. I want to first of all say that it was a very good pitch and very structured. So thanks for that, first of all. Second of all, well, I have multiple questions because this is something really engaging and probably also a little bit close to me, but I will ask probably the most conceptual question that I have at the moment is why only travel? Because what you are saying is basically it's about the online checkout more or less in every e-commerce space. And when you were pitching, you were shifting from travel to kind of general e-commerce stuff. So that's basically the question. Why not e-commerce at all in overall? I mean, why only travel?
Well, that's a problem with our competitors, that they technology-wise, they created technology for ID verification, but they trying to go to various places like a boil in the ocean. So we try to focus specifically on one single customer pain that we clearly see, and that is easy to solve because in online travel, the issue is obvious, that checkout is very long. And the other opportunity is that in online travel, there is a standard form of passing personal data, so-called PNR, personal number record. And that's why it will be easy for us go to market quickly and catch the big market share. So after we prove our concept, our product, and we catch big market share, after that we can expand to other e-commerce areas. But for go-to-market, for the first 2 years, we want to quickly gain market share in almost empty market.
Mm-hmm. Thanks a lot. If possible, just a quick follow-on question. So is your product actually more on the ID side? So this kind of ID is the most important piece, or payments is also embedded? Or this is something you just outsource to sort of paying agent, and you may work with like any paying agent that your OTA partner is working with?
Ideally, we want to have a patent on this as a one-click solution for travel. The same way like Amazon did it in 1999, and they had a exclusive patent for that until 2017. So they patent expired 2017, and now one-click buying is available to all e-commerces. So we want to do that in a similar way with the personal data in online travel, and ideally patented, and to have exclusive patent for that one-click buying in online travel.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Denis, for your question. Then Igor, you have one more question.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, just wanted to ask you, it might be really promising what you've just said, but I don't get one thing, what it has to do with Web 3.0 and decentralization at all.
Well, we're using verified credentials, so it's a decentralized verification of IDs. So basically, we were using Ion blockchain. So we verify the ID, but after verification, we put a hash on blockchain, so it cannot be iterated or changed or faked. And that's how, using the blockchain, we eliminate so-called chargeback fraud. That another problem for the airlines, for online travel agencies. They lose a lot of money on chargeback fraud or so-called friendly fraud. And with that verification using blockchain, we will eliminate it almost to zero.
Yeah, one short follow-on question. So, blockchain means transparency, and that means my ID information is transparent and visible to everybody on the chain. How do you deal with that?
We put on blockchain DID, so it's identifier.
Which is, I mean, can you please go a little bit into detail?
We will assign to every set of personal data, the so-called DID identifier, and then the DID will be stored on blockchain. It's a kind of a standardized solution by Microsoft. So I mean, it's not like we inventing the wheel. So basically, we take the existing bit of technology from Microsoft, and we will be using this.
Okay, got it.
It looks like we have to move on time-wise, but this was amazing. Thank you very much. David, I think you can put your question in the chat, and I'm sure it's going to be answered. Thank you very much. Olga, who is our next contestant?
Okay, next one. And just one more point, David, anyway, we will connect you with the startup so you can ask your question and like maybe help with good advices and everything. Next startup is Pokerin from Konstantin. And I know Konstantin as a great expert because every time I need like advice about gamify or DeFi projects,
Did Olga disappear for a second?
Yep.
Well, looks like so. So I think it's our cue. Konstantin, please go ahead and present.
Okay,
sure.
I'll continue. Hello, everyone. It's Konstantin from Pokerin. Thank you very much for this opportunity. You hear me well? You see me well?
We hear you and see you well, but I don't think we can see your presentation just yet.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sharing the screen now.
Of course.
Yeah.
We can see it now. Thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so we got 3 times, correct? 3 minutes, correct?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So everybody knows what poker is, right? We're very grounded guys. We build poker, DeFi poker and blockchain. And poker is a sport as much as a card game. And it's entertaining to watch. It's fun to play. And it is also a relatively big market that is yet to be transformed into a Web3 space. That's what we see ourselves. So the global market volume now is about, well, it's huge. It depends on how you calculate it, of course, but there's no such a solution exist. So why we call ourselves a DeFi poker? Because we let the community own the project. We let the community own the poker table, earn from the rake. And there are definitely various DeFi mechanics that we have implemented into the project, such as staking and other interesting know-hows that we've developed. There is also a random number generator that we have built, and we own the intellectual property. Yeah, why? Another reason why we are confident and why we are great, because this is a big team with a lot of credentials. We have launched few games, and I will be. We're not. We're clear, not and sincere. Not only about the wins, we also sincere about failures, and we've learned a lot from launching our first try in mobile poker app. It's a Total Poker. It is available in App Store now, so it's an existing project that has been launched. And there is a big piece of code that we've created, and then we arose like a phoenix with a Pokerin out of the first try, and now we're more confident, more educated, and with a greater orientation with the market needs. Oh, just yesterday we had a call. Now, I mean, yeah, a couple of days ago we had a call with Binance Smart Chain business development, and 90% probability, most likely, we'll be running it on Binance Smart Chain. We were also in touch with Avalanche and Polygon, but for now we see the biggest perspective in BNB Smart Chain for us. And they all think our technology is great, and they all want random number generator to be on chain, which is a great tool that can be implemented in many different games and use cases. So why also this project is great, because we have 3 different modes. The entry to the game is very simple. There is a free-to-play mode that allows you to play without buying anything, purchasing any tokens, none of this. You just go and play. You enjoy the product, you get entertained, and then we funnel our users to a play-to-earn mode, which is available via purchasing an NFT. Then there is an opportunity for them to become an owner of the Pokerin project by purchasing a poker table that grants the rake percentage. Pretty much we allow our users to earn money from the rake and own the Pokerin. This is the true decentralization as we speak, right? And then there is a PvP mode that is a multiplayer that allows people to play against each other without buying an NFT. So pretty much three modes. And any questions regarding the game modes, I'll be happy to answer later on. There is a unique random number generator that we have developed. We own 100% of the intellectual property for this. It is a big challenge to make it work fast on chain, to make poker transparent completely. We want to make sure that the handout of cards happens fast. So this is the challenge that we're currently solving. This is one of those costs that we are covering. Yes, and a matter of fact, we're self-funded completely. It's $500,000 of own investments since 2020. So we are a self-funded project, and we own 100% of the equity and the token. Yeah, we also have different features and hints and interesting stuff that I would love to let you guys know further on with the question and answer session. And of course, thank you very much for your attention. I will be happy to get in a personal contact with everybody who wants to know more about this project, and we'll be happy to explain. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Sounds exciting. So all guys reconnecting. I see we already have a number of questions. Our judges, please go ahead and ask your questions.
So Igor, can you, you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you for the presentation. It was great. Just mentioned several times about the unique random generation engine. Can you please tell a little bit more how it works?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't know the level of your level of technology orientation. I'm not a technical officer of the project, and I would be happy to put you through with our CTO, and he's actually here, and he can explain more about this. But for now, what this practically, this makes us able to shuffle the cards on chain randomly. It's based on a mental poker question that has been around for about 30 years. And this is a mathematical equation that we, with our team, has been solving for the past 2 years. So pretty much practically what it means that we are making our card shuffle transparent, and everybody knows that the house is not faking or playing around with its with being a house, pretty much. So it's transparency.
Yeah, I mean that's hilarious because that's very important for the poker game like yourself. And like I'm not deep in tech like you, but everybody knows, and I know that there is no way to generate a random number programmatically on blockchain. That is why people are using oracles to generate random numbers, like a chain link, verifiable random number, or something like that. And I would expect you to use that as well. But you're saying like specifically you have some unique way to do it. That's why like that catched my eye. But okay, I understand it's maybe not so important question to discuss right now. Would be great to hear from your CTO. Yeah.
Awesome. We'll put you through. We'll put you through with our CTO, and let's talk. Let's talk. Let's make it clear for everybody.
It looks like we have a number of questions, so let's try to keep the answers brief so we can have everyone covered. And I would probably invite Konstantin to go ahead, and then our David and David. And let's try to have everyone's questions
I'll be fast.
before we move on. Of course, sounds great. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I really have a lot of number of questions. We invested in one of the popular, like the name of the project is Pokerin with an L. So we kind of due diligence several gambling projects in the blockchain space. Not to waste time right now, so it's more of a suggestion. So I will share a link here in the chat. So we have the basically the opportunity to to pitch us, like to send us on our website. So that's going to be easier. We have all the range of questions that we asked there. If you have the technical description of the and the intellectual property, how your product is unique, right? How is it legally registered, everything, that will be very important to know, because if that's true what you're saying, there might be some interesting opportunities, and we'll be happy to take a look.
Awesome. Let's take it further. In terms of legal aspect, it's Curacao license that we're not rushing with issuing currently, because first of all, it's a relatively big cost. And second of all, that we're focusing on finishing the product now. The free-to-play version, which is an MVP, will be available for the public in January. And before the end of Q1 2023, all of 3 modes that I've mentioned earlier will be available for the public. And yeah, there is a managing company in Dubai, which already exists now, and then there is the license will be issued in Curacao. I'll be happy to talk to you in private.
Yeah, right, because our licensing, it's a separate conversation. We'll take it offline. Thank you. Yeah.
Perfect, Konstantin. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So I'm actually quite familiar with a lot of the online poker sites, for example, like PokerStars, PlayPoker, but also familiar with the apps as well that are kind of played between like friends, such as PP Poker, UPoker, Poker2. I was just wondering, like, what your target market is. Is it more like professionals who play big, or is it more for like between friends, or is it more for like the the casual player who maybe wants to earn like a couple $100 in his spare time?
That's actually a very good question, and this is the biggest issue in terms of the personal experience and gaming experience of a recreational player in a poker room. That there are professional players that just exploit the recreational players, and this ruins the customer experience after all. That is why we have those 3 different modes that protects recreational players from the pros. who we see as our target audience is definitely Web2 players that would be converted into Web3 players by educating them into and introducing them Web3 mechanics. And yeah, we have some experience in acquiring traffic and affiliate marketing in terms of different mobile game projects. So we will be focusing on marketing audience on targeting the traditional poker, online poker customers as well. All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
And the last one from me is going to be very short. Apart from selling NFTs to get the access to play to earn mechanics, how do you guys make money? What's the monetization level? And how does P2P mode works as well?
So in terms of NFTs, the DeFi mechanics, the thing that I've mentioned earlier, the community-owned poker is when you buy a table, is an NFT table of a Pokerin, you stake it, and then you have a rake percentage on your wallet every month. So it's a passive income with, and I would love to share the economics of this poker table NFTs. We got them already.
What about you? How do you make money?
Out of the rake. Not
Thank
only
you.
not only the project will be and we're now focusing on stablecoin on an availability of having BUSD primarily as a main token for the players available. So this is going to be in stablecoins mostly. But I would happy to elaborate further on. Thank you very much for your questions and your attention. Cheers.
Of course. Sounds amazing. So we should go next.
Yeah. So next one. Our next startup is Pax Wallet. It is a solution that actually interesting personally for me, because I had absolutely the same issue that we have we try to team try to solve in this case. So Tamerlan, please share your presentation.
Yeah, thank you, Olga. Just a second. Can you see my slides?
Not yet, but yeah.
What about now? Okay. So just before we start, I just wanted to notice that I prepared a really short presentation for 3 minutes, but if you have any additional questions that I didn't cover in the presentation, feel free to ask me after that, and I'm more than welcome to answer. So let me start. Hi, everyone. My name is Tamerlan. You can call me Tim. I am a CEO of Pax Wallet project. So Pax Wallet is a mobile application that allows you to pay with your crypto for your daily shoppings using our virtual crypto cards inside our application. So as everybody knows, I think it's useless to mention, but anyway, like the number of crypto users is growing year by year, despite of any crashes and any bear markets around the world. And for 2021, it was around 300 million. And there is a predicted number of users by end of 2023 is 1 billion. But to be honest, like taking into account the recent FTX crash, I think this number is a little bit optimistic. But anyway, crypto users are growing. And actually, we see, like, despite of the annual growth of the crypto users around the world, we see that there is still several platforms, there are still several problems people are encountering with trying to pay with crypto on a daily basis. And these problems include like lack of direct crypto payment options, that there are not so much tools or services that allows you to pay directly from your crypto. Another problem is the complexity, especially for newbies in crypto. You know, like to pay with your crypto, usually you have to go like how it happens in my country, in Kazakhstan. Like you are going to Binance, going to the peer-to-peer market, trying to sell it through the peer-to-peer, and etc. It's really complex. It's really complicated. And the third problem is the high fees of transaction, and of course scam risk associated with peer-to-peer exchange.
So it's kind of Pax Wallet is providing the solution to that. It's trying to make the crypto payments much easier way. The first of all, it's direct crypto payments with the from your wallet using our virtual card inside the application. The second one is trusted fiat crypto gateway, so with low fees, of course. And the third one is that we combine all these things in one application, so there is no need to to hop up between the different applications like your wallet and Binance, or maybe like Trust Wallet and Binance, MetaMask, and any other exchange. So as additional core features to stand out from other similar projects in this area, we also provide our users with educational materials on cryptocurrencies inside our crypto academy. So because our product is aiming to newbies to beginners in this field, so we see it as an essential and very crucial thing to educate them on how to use crypto, what crypto is, and how to operate with that. And the second one is kind of fancy stuff that we're trying to make it much more attractive to other users. It's customization of your virtual card with the NFT that you are storing inside your wallet. So at the moment, speaking about the traction, we built our prototype. It's a closed one, and we have a little bit more than 1,000 users. But to be fair enough, like we got this user base without any marketing campaign and only with the pilot in Astana, with a couple of cafeterias. And so also we are upcoming graduates of the AppWorks Accelerator. AppWorks is a leading tech accelerator in Southeast Asia with such alumni, like very popular alumni as Animoca Brands, Dapper Labs, and Kraken. Regarding the go-to-market strategy, we're going to market in Central Asia, especially from Kazakhstan, going to other Central Asian countries and expanding to the Southeast Asia region. So we partnered with two big players in our market. It's TaiPay, fintech messenger. They are providing us with a user base. At the moment, they are providing us with a 10,000 user base by the end of January. And our second partner is a local crypto exchange. It's called ATAX. So they are providing us with the crypto fiat gateway, and we are standing like the intermediary between them, as working as a front side to the customer. So our core team consists of people with 3 to 5 year experience in the crypto space, like launching a couple of crypto projects before, like Web3 gaming projects, digital asset management projects, even like some small startup incubators. And our CTO is very experienced guy in all this field. Like he was the CTO of Cryptology.com. It's pretty big crypto exchange. And we are looking for pre-seed fundraising to launch our beta, obtaining required certificates and licenses, also find partners like partnering banks and exchange in Southeast Asia and MENA region, and finally start our marketing campaign. And I guess that's all. If you're interested, you can scan this QR. This is my LinkedIn, or just drop me a mail to my email address. That's all. Feel free to ask if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. If you have any questions here.
By the way, we're gonna have a question from Yegor. But one suggestion that I can also give is that all the participants and judges can share their contacts in the chat, just so everyone has them as well, so we don't lose them.
Or you can scan my QR.
And obviously you can connect.
Okay, Igor, your question?
Yeah, team, thank you for the presentation. Just wanted to ask, when I have my money on this card, where are they held? So so where my money actually held?
Yeah, I got your question. Thank you for the question, Igor. So basically your question is, are we custody or non-custodial wallet? So actually, as I said, we're acting as an intermediary between the banking system and the exchange system. So if it's fiat money, so your fiat money is storing in the bank in the bank account, and if it's crypto, so your money is storing on a crypto exchange wallet. It's kind of like we're getting the API keys from them and putting it in one application.
Okay, and
not-
another
yeah.
I got it. And the other one would be, if I may, let's say I'm making a transaction, right? I'm making an online transaction in an e-commerce like web store, and I'm gonna buy like a toothpaste for like $5. I give them my virtual card, and I have, I don't know, my USDC account like attached to this card, and I'm gonna pay in fiat USD for this toothpaste. And what happens next? Like, what happens under the hood with my USDC account? How much time does it take? And what's the commission? What's your monetization chunk?
Yeah, I got it. So let me say how it works right now in Astana in the pilot version of our. So we have a bank account on one side, as I said, and exchange on another side. So if you're paying with our virtual cards in a USD, or in our case right now in our local currency tenge here, so it's kind of your USDT or USDC or any other stable coin that you are connecting to the card will be withdrawn, and at the time, like at the rate of the fiat currency, at this time rate, it will be just converted to the fiat, like to tenge, and vice versa. So it's kind of like the request is going from the request is going from the bank to the exchange. Exchanging is giving us fiat crypto gateway, so they're swapping your fiat to the crypto and sending it back to the bank, something like that. And regarding the monetization, as I said, we're taking transaction fees. Sorry, I didn't mention that because I didn't put it inside this presentation. But we're taking the transaction fee so far. It's 0.5%.
And I also asked how much time does it take?
Yeah, it's instantly.
If it is instantly, okay, that's the custodial thing. Okay, I see.
Yeah, so it's kind of it works the same way as a Binance card, but the difference there is like the Binance card is first of all, it's a physical card, it's a plastic one, so we're going with a virtual only, and where it's working like through your connection to your Google Pay, Samsung Pay, or Apple Pay. So you just you can pay in the POS terminals.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
So looks like we do not have other questions here, and we can start with our next startup. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So our next startup is AWA. It's actually for me it's pretty difficult to tell like a lot about the startups, because with this type of startups we should work with deep experts. But from our own expert, I have just perfect like feedback, the same as from market. So Faraj, could you please share your presentation?
Sure. You can see my screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is AWA, cross-chain data and liquidity protocol. You basically know that recently we had an FTX collapse and lots of issues with other centralized exchanges, and currently the DeFi is on fire in terms of new people moving in, and the volume on DeFi has grown 200% month on month. But still, there are a lot of issues in DeFi space. For example, there is a lack of decentralization. There is a lot of complexity in the project becoming cross-chain, isolated user base, but one of the main ones is liquidity fragmentation. So the projects still have to build their applications in multiple chains, then rely on centralized bridges and split their liquidity between the multiple chains. So with our protocol, we solve all those problems. Liquidity protocol that we've built, we're 2 to 3 times higher than our efficiency-wise than our closest competitors, Stargate and Layer Zero, which were valued at $1 billion during the last raise. Our
cross-chain data protocol actually is the most decentralized protocol, with the closest competitor having like 4 times less of the nodes than that we'll only start with, and that after that will go from 200 nodes to potentially up to 1,000 nodes. So that we're building the most decentralized protocol of all. This is the heart of our solution, and we basically aggregate the derivatives of the locked assets in each chain in one hub chain, and this basically creates a huge amount of efficiency. And you can see that these are the largest by TVL EVM chains. There are hundreds of billions of dollars in total value locked across those chains. And daily, there is around $1 billion that is currently happening per day in the cross-chain moves and also in the swaps. And we're targeting around 10% of that, and which will, after our fees of 0.1%, reflect around $10,000 per day of revenues. So here you can see a lot of use cases, including how we are solving the cross-chain, the fragmented liquidity problem. Here, it's a use case that we can become a cross-chain 1inch, one of the largest aggregators. The team is very experienced, like 33 highly experienced professionals, 23 developers, CEOs, mathematician, architect of the protocol. I myself come from the VC background and Harvard Business School. Peter is our CTO, 20 years in software development, machine learning, and blockchain technology. Lots of VCs already backing us in previous rounds, 6 grants, 3 winning hackathons, very strong traction, lots of partnerships, including the strategic partnership with Aurora. Roadmap is 2 years in the development. We're already having a working product. They're launching on the mainnet within the next few weeks on the 7 largest EVM chains. Comparing to the competition, we are like all of them are very high TVL projects, but as you can see, we're 2 to 3 times more efficient, more decentralized, and basically currently we also have a data protocol, and this is also more decentralized than our competition. So we basically are looking now for the opportunity to invest in our private round 2, and you have an opportunity to invest in a large infrastructure project, which is most decentralized and most effective cross-chain protocol with a great traction, ready to be launched on the mainnet, and really in a booming DeFi time. Thanks a lot for the listening, guys.
Thank you. And we have some questions. Igor, you have a rising hand. So
yes, I have. But I can give a floor to somebody else because I already did it. But if nobody wants, I can proceed.
Okay. Then Konstantin.
Yeah, well, first of all, a really interesting project. Yeah, I happen to know before, so yes, I was watching their progress. It is really, really interesting, but I have one question that might be interesting for others as well. So you certainly know that with cross chains and with your solutions, one of the biggest issues is security, right? So how do you address potential breaches like an exploitations and security? Because that will be probably one of the most important parts.
Absolutely. As you know, that in the last 2 years, in the last 18 months, around $2 billion were stolen. And there are 2 vectors of attack. Half of that value, around $1 billion, were stolen due to lack of decentralization. So like Ronin bridge hack, 600 million were stolen due to 5 out of 9 nodes were taken over. We will start with 200 nodes, right? The closest competitor, Axelar, is only having 44 nodes. So the largest protocol, multi-chain, 1.8 billion in value, only having 22 nodes. So our main focus is on decentralization. even the largest competitor, Layer 0 and XLR, they have outsourced the entire Oracle network to Chainlink. So they say, listen, we will listen only to one node from Chainlink to tell you that $500 million were sent or not, which is very risky. Another aspect and another vector of attack, of course, it's quality of the code. So there we are actually relying on our very experienced developers, 23 of them, and also we are relying on auditors. So we will be audited. We already have an audit from Hexsense. We're also working now to select a second auditor, and likely to have also the real-time the security breach early alarm system installed, like the Certic is having one, for example. And another one is, of course, penetration testers and the bug bounty programs. So that's and white hacker programs, basically. So we will be continuously penetration test our protocol and hope that like all the vulnerabilities will be found very early on, and we'll do best to do that. So we're learning a lot from the mistakes and hacks that happened. So that's what we do.
One quick comment, if I may, like, and decentralized Oracle network is super important, and I do agree that's one of the key solutions to increase nodes, but I wouldn't rely on auditors as well. The biggest hacks you mentioned, all were audited by top companies, and they have zero responsibility for what happened. So rely on yourself, rely on oracles, and on and decentralized storage, and that will be a very interesting solution. Thank you.
Absolutely. There's a large protocol called Aurora. It actually paid one of the biggest bounties, along with optimism to white hackers that just hacked the protocol after it was audited a few times. So that's why we are actually having a bug bounty program right from the launch, asking all the hackers that we know and also that we do not know on Immunify to try to attack the protocol once it has low liquidity. And that after that, we will scale up. So I agree with you, the security is really important on bridges.
Victoria?
Thank you very much. It looks like we might need to move to our next startup, and reminder for judges to vote. Yes.
Can I ask a question? No?
It would actually be amazing if you could put it in Q&A or chat, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you for understanding. Yeah, Olga, let's proceed to our next startup.
And our next startup is Raptie. It's I think this startup has just a huge potential, because it's it's a mobile dance game for now, but not only. So Tony, can you share your presentation?
Yep. Hey everyone. Hi from late night Bali. I'll share my screen now. Yep. You cannot start the share. So Faraj, can you stop sharing, please?
Mm-hmm. Vika, could you please help? That's it. Mm-hmm.
Oops. Okay, let's go. So you probably know this dance, and Gangnam Style was a worldwide phenomenon with billions of views, and everybody wanted to dance it, and everybody wanted to learn it, to share it on social media. And dance moves are a worldwide mega trend. 4 out of 5 highest paying TikTok stars are dancers. And dancing is the category on TikTok with the highest engagement rates. Dancing is also one of the 2 essential arts, and I strongly believe that it is a core requirement for the success of the Metaverse. But how does it currently look in the Web3 Metaverse? Earlier this year, I attended a Metaverse concert, and frankly, it was embarrassing. Avatars were just standing around the scene. Nobody was dancing, nobody was having fun, and It's actually not a single case. That's a state of things in the Web3 metaverse. Why current metaverse lack the moves? And that is why we invented Raptie. So Raptie does two things. First, through our mobile app, gamers and dancers can challenge each other in digital and phygital dance battles. Later on, users will also be able to learn new dance moves and become dance famous. And second, our app can capture your movements into NFT emotes or NFT moves and make your virtual avatar do the same. So that practically means that we're the world's first app for turning user-generated moves into avatar moves that can be used in the metaverse. So for the strategy, we already have MVP of our app ready and also secured a key partnership with Ready Player Me, who is the avatar service provider for more than 2,000 metaverse companies and games already. That means that all of these can use the dance moves that are created by our users. And for sure, we're already in advanced talks with several metaverse providers. And actually, we made an agreement with one of them earlier today, as our goal is to become the leader in this emotes market. So our revenue streams will be mainly through commissions on every NFT created through our app and royalties from each of these resales. There will be other revenue streams as well, like commissions from dance battles and brand partnerships. So I'm Tony, co-founder of Raptie app, and have 18 years of experience in digital marketing. And during the last few years, I led marketing campaigns for 3 other Web3 projects that resulted in a $50 million raise. I came up with the initial idea of Raptie just around 7 months ago and already built my dream team. We are currently 6 full-time with key experiences in AR, VR, gaming, blockchain, marketing, and design. And we are backed already by some amazing investors like Godbit Fund and also our angel investor, Virgilio, who used to be vice president for Gate.io. So we started less than a year ago, but already achieved quite a lot. And this is just the beginning. For our public beta launch, we want you to join us. And our current round is $400,000, from which we already have 130 committed. Join us and we'll make the metaverse dance. Thank you.
And you have questions? Denis, you can start. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks for the presentation, Tony. You know, I was trying to understand basically whether you're basically consumer app startup or you're more like a B2B focused startup, and still I'm still a little bit confused. Just probably explain a little bit how you're actually I mean going to market. I mean, who is actually paying you probably the most, or the basic stream, because on the one hand, what at least I see, you need to be integrated into certain like metaverse providers, right? And it will be logical if they will be, I don't know, paying you for white labeling sort of your technology and integrate into their avatars, right? But on the same time, you're always saying about the app, which is for consumers and which is probably for a different use. So what is most important, more important, and what is actually the kind of the bridge between being the B2B focused and being consumer focused in your case?
Sure. Yeah, thanks for the question. So our three main target audiences are Web 2.5 gamers, which we call them. It's dancers, and it's a metaverse population. So yeah, as you know, mentioned, we have an app. So for us, app is basically a tool for these users to capture their dance moves, mint them as NFTs that can be used both inside the game and in the metaverse. So the metaverse, our partners, but we're not selling them anything. We're just unlocking for them that basically a cultural layer of infinite user-generated dance moves. So basically, we're already, it's still under NDA, but today we made an agreement with one major metaverse. Basically, they will be integrating our dance moves. Initially, these dance moves will be inside the metaverse itself, so available to all the users, but later on we'll be integrating our NFTs so that, for example, if you own some of our NFT dance modes, you can basically take them from the wallet and make your avatar dance in the dance shows and the dance battles in this metaverse. Does it answer your question?
Well, probably partially, but I'll pass the word to the rest of the judges to ask some more questions. At least I understand the direction. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
So it looks like you have a blue ocean, right? In a way, because there are not many competitors, I imagine. Is it right?
Yeah, it's correct. I mean, we have one semi-direct competitor, which is still in kind of very stealth mode. Not many information about it. There are a few Web3 dance games on the market, but frankly, I don't believe they will succeed because they all go for that play-to-earn direction, which is, we saw, is not very viable.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Makes sense. Thank you. It looks like we have all the presentations done. So I'm going to remind our judges to please vote for all the startups. So it's an more or less equal distribution, and we have maybe 30 more seconds, 1 more minute for you to figure out your marks, and then we're going to close the voting, publish the results, and we're going to stop the recording after the winner's announcement. But everyone here is welcome to stick around, network, exchange contacts. It looks like nobody's been having tech issues, which is amazing news. So let's take 30 more seconds to finish voting. It's very exciting projects today. And I think the interesting part about this unicorn pitches is because this is such a new area and there are so many increasing markets, growing markets. Konstantin is saying the link should be in the email that I've sent you as well, or Olga forwarded to you.
Okay.
But yeah, because these are emerging markets, there's so much potential, but also I imagine it's pretty hard to say project the revenue because there are cases when you don't have direct competitors yet, or you don't know because maybe they're operating their products under the table, but then in say half a year, you're gonna have a huge booming economy there, and then we're gonna see what's happening. So obviously, the winner today is gonna be offered place in next season's unicorn battle, but also I like one of our main values is also the connections that we make within our community. So everyone here is obviously welcome to connect with each other, discuss business, make personal connections. And let's start our tech team. Thank you very much for being here. Let's close the voting in just 10 more seconds. And I'm going to show not the voting, but its results once they come in, once our system reloads. As for the startups, we invite you to also join us for our next events as attendees, but also feel free to join our ecosystem, connect with us, ask any questions. We'll be happy to provide. And if you don't win today, this is only one event, and we are currently looking into potentially even maybe having half offline events sometime in the future in New York or Boston. So let's see. It looks like we actually have the results come in, and that's quite an interesting thing. It's happening. I'm actually not shocked, but very, very interested in what is going on. Let me share to you so you know what happened here. Would you look at this? We have our winners. This is a very interesting distribution. So our 3 highest places are Raptie in 3rd place, or maybe it's better to say the 2nd place, because it seems like we have 2 startups who between whom the votes are divided, and they split in a way 1st and 2nd place, WallID and Ava. However, I know one of our judges had some tech issues, and they informed me that they would love to give their highest vote for Ava. So we're going to adjust it a bit, but just so everyone here is also aware, our 3rd place is Raptie, our 2nd place is WallID, and our 1st place is Ava. Ava is going to be invited to join us for the next unicorn battle. And all the other startups participants, you will be invited as well to join us for next unicorn pitches, where you will come with updated presentation, with new knowledge of your audience, our audience, and with how our event works. And I'm sure you will be able to also secure good deals, good places, etc. Yes, is there any technical question?
Oh, thank you very much, everybody. Victoria, thank you. I was just wondering if there is a place of where we all get an access to each other's and investors' contacts so we can get in touch. Thank you.
Of course. So we don't, we are not authorized to share personal information of our speakers publicly. But however, I invite you to take a minute to share your information in webinar chat. And from there, you can find each other online, but also I'm sure you can connect through LinkedIn. So you're going to have this recording available. We've been streaming live on YouTube and on our platform, and it's all going to be there. So, and I'm sure you're going to find each other. Faraj, please go ahead with your question.
Yeah, I would like to thank everyone for the and judges especially. It was a pleasure, really great event and great organization. Thanks a lot, Victoria. Thanks a lot to organizers.
Nice seeing you there. Nice seeing you here. Very happy to have your acquaintance. Oh, wait a second. I actually just got new news. So not only due to tech issues maybe, but actually our vote results really are balanced, apparently. So not only Ava, but WallID will also be invited to Unicorn Battle. I just got this news. Apologies for late notice, but yeah, so I guess it's great. And again, everyone else, please do come join us. You're going to secure more deals in the future, and you're going to have better representation as well.
So does it mean that Pax Wallet got 3rd place?
I think so.
Great.
Yes.
It's great. Yeah.
It's very, it's very equal distribution today. That's, yeah, so I guess congrats. This sounds great. All right. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Thank you everyone for being here. Join us for our next events. We have Unicorn Cup in a bit. And obviously, if you're interested in the community of our investors, business angels, and you want to get to know more about them and about the startups that we tend to invest in, they tend to invest in, join us for Unicorn Cup happening on December 1st. There are going to be 2 sessions for 2 different time zones, Europe and US. You can find more information on our LinkedIn pages or on our social media, or obviously on our sites. Thank you everyone for being here. I think we're a bit over time, so we might need to wrap up. Thank you, our tech team. I think we can finish live and recording now. And
thank you, Victoria.
Thank you.
Thank you.